In this video we're going to talk about the Secrets Revealed trophy. So for this one you have to complete Chapter 10. Chapter 10, can't really remember it too much, but you do have to fight a few bosses if I do recall, and one of them is Akita Soji. So he's actually really strong on this. If you've not played the game before and you're playing on Legend, and let's say for example you don't have the decent armor that you unlock from doing the food stuff, you might get one-shotted here several times, because I did. So basically he does this sort of charge up move where he just does like, he dives in the air and then he brings it down like a hammer with his dagger, and it causes like a ripple shockwave of like blood or something. But that was one-shotting me every time I was fighting him. You can dodge it, and it's not too difficult to dodge as long as you get a bit of distance, but he does fly across the map, so be very careful. But yeah, you can dodge it. It's just a bit awkward. But yeah, if you make a lot of use of heat actions here, I always go for the Wild Dancer, because you can just keep chaining it, basically. You don't even have to think, basically. And if you keep chaining it around him, it should clip him if you go around him. And something he is just blocking like the entire time here, but there is ways to like beat this game in a decent fashion, but I did not do that. I just spin to win, attack over and over again, don't defend, and get lucky probably. But yeah, you can see he's doing a lot of damage with his hits. 460. I mean, you can level up obviously to circumvent a lot of the difficulty, but on Legend they do their like one-shot moves, which is really annoying. Happens when he gets down to about a third health. Here we go. So we ping that out of his hand. So after this sort of cutscene of sword slashes and madness, he'll start doing the craziness. So if he starts hitting you now, he's going to do a lot more damage. Make sure you come into the fight with enough healing items. Again, recommended healing items would be the ones from the what's he called? The church dude, the Shinto priest in the top left corner of the map. He sells some really, really good items for healing, which are like full heals. So you want to be very careful. As you just saw then, he nearly killed me, but he's also going to do his one-shot kill move. So he does like some weird like hand movement, and he leans back, and then he just dives across the map. There you go. That's how you dodge that. But if he hits you, you're dead, basically. So I would recommend getting decent armor from eating all the foods. You get that as a reward from Bobu Sonomaya, or whatever he's called in this game. In the sort of hub hotel that you stay in Fukushima, or whatever it's called. I think it's called Fiorin Kazan or something. It begins with an F, can't remember. It's Japanese, I don't know. But yeah, other than that, it's a relatively simple fight to get around. As long as you can survive the ultimate kill hit, you're going to have a good time. Obviously if I did have that armor on now, you'd be doing a lot less damage. You can get other armors from crafting and stuff like that if you want to, and they really do help defensively. You can also obviously play around with the cards, so the little super cards that they have, they're really useful. I didn't really experiment too much with them, but I know the, what's he called, Afro Man out of 7, can't remember, Ichigo. So if you use his one, you get an extra slot, and you also get his actual corporal trait is increasing your damage for a short amount of time. It's about 5 seconds or something, but you do increase exponentially, so it's quite worth it. These are quite useful, the bears, the tigers, just for doing shit like decent chunks of damage, even to bosses and stuff. You do get into a fight here later on in the chapter with sort of the main enemy of the game. I don't really want to spoil it. You probably already know who it is by now if you're watching, but yeah, so you need to fight him, but you teamed up with what's his face, Majima, is it? Or is it the other one? Can't remember. Can't even see. I think it's Majima, as far as I can tell. Show me who you teamed with. Oh, that was lucky there. I could have died. Ridiculous. But yeah, there's quite tricky fights if you're not prepared for them. So I'd recommend playing on easy first, generally for new players. You'll blitz through the game. You'll have a good time. I started on legendary and it wasn't as good for me. Basically because I just didn't try and learn things or play the game properly, because I was trying to do some vids and get through it, and it was such a massive grind that just one of those crazy ass grinds for the entire game. So one grind leads to the next, leads to the next, leads to the next. It seemed never ending. Whereas the other games, there was grinding, but it wasn't anywhere near as obvious and this painful, especially with things like the seals and that. But yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, main tips: Wild Dancer, skip around everyone, get decent armor, play around with the corporal traits and the cards, and you shouldn't have too much trouble. Get your decent healing items from the Shinto Priest. You should fly through the game. If you got any questions, please let me know in the comments. Appreciate the viewership and the support. It's always a pleasure. But yeah, like and subscribe. Peace out. Thanks for watching.